Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the player rating show after Liverpool get the 3 points at St James's Park with a 1-0 victory, courtesy of a Naby Keita goal at St James's Park. I am here to do the player ratings. You are here to watch the player ratings and to get involved and predict and give us, your man of the match for this game. So we're going to get straight into it then. I'm going to start with the goalkeeper, where I always do. But if you do want to vote for your man of the match, then you need to type into the YouTube comments while we're live here, vote, vote, space, and put the number of the player. The numbers will be coming up shortly on my left-hand side for you. If you wanted to vote for Alisson, for example, you just hit that number 1 key and then press enter. If you're unsure of how to do it, it's underneath me. I'm going to start with Alisson Becker. As we go through these, obviously, you can give us your rating. So if you just want to say Alisson 8 or something like that and give me one sentence as to why you thought he deserved the mark that you're giving him, do that in the comments as well. I'm going to give Alisson Becker a 7 out of 10. Don't think he had fuck all to do today, really, did he? To be honest, I think when you think about Alisson, the two big ones that he were involved in with both offsides, and Liverpool caught Newcastle United 9 times offside today. He didn't really have too much to do other than that, did he? His distribution was fine. It always is. And his goalkeeping is absolutely superb. He had that one, didn't he, where he ran out and then inexplicably sort of turned back when he was on the sort of the wing on the left, I suppose, in the left-back position. But he deals with it, and he's always an option for the centre-halves to play it back to him if he needs it. Ultimately, he didn't have anything to do today, so 7 out of 10. Ali 8 wasn't needing much, but safe hands when he was there, says John Gordon. Nathan Boyle says 7 out of 10. So there you go. We'll move on then, and we'll start with the right back in Joe Gomez. Comes in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of 5 changes on the day. And I thought he was sensational today. You know, personally, I thought he was our man of the match. I thought the effort and dedication he showed to getting down that wing. You know, he whipped 6 balls in. He completes loads of passes. Probably should have had an assist as well for one of those. But I just thought he was brilliant. He was excellent in a defensive sense. Used his knowledge and understanding of the back four to help play that offside trap 9 times successfully, of course. But also the way that he was always an option for somebody. He was an ever-willing runner to get down that wing. I thought he was excellent today. A 9 out of 10 performance for me anyway. Joe had a great game. 8 for him, says Genevieve Chua. Gomez, 10. Best player on the pitch, says Julian Farnfield Sykes. Didn't put a foot wrong, kept ASM in his pocket and was bombing down the right-hand side for Hemel. And that's important, actually, isn't it? To show not only is what he's doing with the ball at his feet, but actually Alan St-Maximin really couldn't get the better of Joe Gomez. And if he ever did, he had Joel Matip to deal with. Between the two of them, I thought they dealt with him excellently today. You know, so yeah, Gomez, 9, fantastic performance from Dickie Oy-Red. We'll move on then to the fellow who plays inside of him. Joel Matip back into the side. Ibu Konate obviously plays midweek against Villarreal. And Joel Matip comes in and does Joel Matip things. And that is act assured, win headers, clear the ball, tackle players, make it difficult, be part of that back line. And again, he was brilliant. I think, you know, for me, the 2 centre-halves, again, didn't have loads and loads to do, but when they did it, they were excellent and imperious as they normally are. So for me, Joel Matip gets an 8 out of 10, more because of his lack of opportunity to showcase how well he was playing than any other reason. 8 for Joel, says Yoda. Johannes, 8 for Joel. Solid, says Julian. Nathan says 7.5. Genevieve, Matip, usual steady, assured performance, 8. Yeah, so, and again, you can continue with that. I think we're all sort of agreed that if he'd had more things to do, he'd have probably got a higher mark, but he didn't, so he can't, so he didn't. So we'll move on to Virgil van Dijk, and I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. You know, for me, exactly the same. Dealt with everything that he needed to deal with. You could say exactly the same for Joel Matip. Probably a little bit more in terms of his passing than Joel. Joel didn't do any amazing runs that he likes to do today, that I can remember anyway. And Van Dijk puts the performance in of one of the best players in the world, certainly the best centre-half in the league, certainly for me, the best centre-half in world football right now, and one of the most important pieces to the Liverpool puzzle. Because without him, as we saw last season, things can unravel. But even now, actually thinking about it, it's got nothing to do with the Newcastle game, so apologies for going off track here. But I feel like with Joe Matip and Ibu Konate, we could deal with Virgil van Dijk's absence a lot better than we did last season. Obviously, it was a consequence of everybody getting injured, which is why we fell so far last season. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Virgil van Dijk. Sam Chapper says 9 for me for Virgil. He had one where 3 Newcastle players surrounded him and he just made it look like a Sunday League game. Yeah, he does that so often, doesn't he? Virgil, 8, so confident, says John. On the left-hand side, then it's Andy Robertson. First off, we need to talk about that tackle in like the 93rd minute or whatever it was. The commitment he showed, the drive and determination to pick that ball up and go. You know, he's then fouled before Jota is eventually pulled down on the edge of the area for Fabinho, I think, to miss the free kick. But again, it's that endeavour that he shows time and time again. You know, how many times can you think over the last few weeks where he's bombed on that left-hand side with the good ball in? But what I love about him is when he starts driving at like this diagonal sort of angle with the ball at his feet and he's hoping for somebody to pop up here, but he's also looking whether he can get something off in front of him. This lad, and I saw this on Twitter before and I want to echo it, and apologies because I didn't see who did it, but maybe the best 8 million Liverpool have ever spent. I agree with that. I mean, what he is able to do, you know, time again and consistently take it up a level every single time. Absolutely outstanding footballer, personality, and yeah, he's just got absolutely everything that the modern day left back needs. Robbo hitting great form, says John, 9 out of 10. Robbo 9, Duracell Bunny and the heart of a lion, says Julian. 9 for Robbo, says Yoda. He's been great this season. Dicky, Robbo 9, the McEnergizer Bunny running and tackling till the last. Robbo's got going at 100 kilometres an hour always, says Genevieve. Absolutely superb. We'll move on then to the man in the middle, and that one today was Jordan Henderson playing that number 6. I thought he controlled the game. I thought he dominated the game, actually. You know, the midfield here, Naby Keita, James Milner, Jordan Henderson. They started away at Old Trafford when we beat Manchester United 5-0. They started away at Watford when I think we beat them, was it 4 or 5-0 as well. And they started today and we get a 1-0 victory. He played really, really well in the 6 again. And he seems to have this uncanny ability to be able to do whatever role's asked of him, whatever time. But at the moment, I'm really liking him in the 6. I don't think he's quite as good as Fabinho there. I do think Fabinho's one of the best DMs in the world. But Jordan Henderson is an unbelievable understudy for that. And it's that sort of, I don't know, it's that sort of, the way he just keeps the ball moving and ticking along, and he's obviously shouting and screaming and telling people where to be. We needed that today against that Newcastle side. They were playing with heart and determination themselves. You know, they're on a good run. But we needed Jordan Henderson, James. I just thought it was the perfect midfield when you look back at it. And I think it's too easy before the game to think Liverpool have lost because of this side again. And if you look at the comments around Liverpool's teams this season, we lose a lot of games before we play them. And what actually happens is we play the games and we win a lot of games of football. In fact, we've won 42 games of football this season, which is a club record. So I'll just leave that one with you as well. So yeah, Jordan Henderson for me, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Nathan's giving him a 9. Awesome Jordan, 9, says Perry. Hendo 9, just love him, says Julian. Hendo 9, bloody legend, Josh Campus. Maybe I'm sleeping on Hendo a bit, but I gave him an 8, of course. I'm going to move on then to James Milner next. He was given the BT Sport Man of the match. For me, it was a close run thing between Gomez and James Milner. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to be sad that it was given to James Milner. A lot of people will think it should be given to James Milner. I thought he was excellent. And he set the trend of the game early with a big tackle, getting his body in the way of a challenge over on the right-hand side. You know, when he goes up for a header with somebody. He got in Joe Linton's face, he got him angry, and he got them second-guessing what they were doing, didn't he? And I thought that his desire and ability to disrupt the game, so when Newcastle forever did have that small spell, it was normally ended by a James Milner tackle. You know, he wins the ball, doesn't he, for Liverpool's goal, of course, with a great tackle. Probably stood on a little bit, actually. Never mind was it a foul by James Milner, but it's that ability to not only tackle it but also get the ball straight to Jordan Henderson, who then whips that ball out to the right hand side, and we build from there. Brilliant tackle, set the tempo for the game, easily a 9 out of 10 performance. Not going to disagree with people who say he's a 10 out of 10. Mark LFC says James 10 out of 10. Andy Nugent says 9 out of 10 for him, and he also gives him his man of the match. Millie 10, old man James cannot be stopped, gave 120%, completely agree, Dickie. Julian says Millie 9, alpha human, impossibly young forever. Love that. Dave 126. Milner has a great future ahead of him. If he keeps that level, indeed he does. Ice Raf says Millie 8.5, industrious and a leader. Millie was a 9 easy, says Faye Southall. Hello Faye. And Nathan, Millie 9.5 out of 10. The midfield partner of the other 8, Naby Keita, the goal scorer. For me, it's another 9 out of 10 performance for Naby Keita. I think we've seen this time and time again. It's obviously an excellent finish. With that 1-2, with Diogo Jota, the way he plays it inside, and then instead of going round the outside of his play, he cuts inside, so the defender, the left back for Newcastle, just can't turn his body fast enough, and it's too late. He's played the ball, he's popped inside. If he goes round the outside, the defender's got a chance. He drives inside, looking to get towards the goal, then he takes 3 players out, he takes the goalkeeper out, he takes 2 players back to the line, and he slots the ball with a plumb and Liverpool go 1-0 up, and that's exactly what we needed. That little touch of class in a moment where everything is spinning and everybody's moving at 110 miles an hour, a little bit of calm from Naby Keita, zen-like calm, to be able to see the situation, play it out in his head, understand what he needs to do. You can see Dubravka coming out, had a good game to be fair to him, making himself big, take him out the equation, go past him, stick the ball in the back of the net, wheel away, celebrate. Fucking love that from Naby Keita. A 9 out of 10 for me. Naby 9, tell me again about selling Keita, says Daniel. Naby lads, composure, 9 out of 10, says Ian Oakley. Piano, Dickie Oy Red, Naby lad 10, sublime performance from Naby, did a goal, boss. Josh Campus, Naby 9, he can have my children if he wants. Do you mean like you will impregnate Naby, or do you mean you have kids and you're going to give him the kids? Because I'm with you on that. I have kids, I love my kids, but if Naby Keita wants them, he can take them. Over floater, Naby 9.5 out of 10. Conquilan, Naby worked off and on the ball was great. Naby's work off and on the ball today was great, 9 out of 10. Yeah, I completely agree with that one. Going to move over to the lad who started on the right-hand side, ended on that left-hand side this time, and it's Luis Diaz. Thought he was good on the right-hand side, actually. Thought his link-up play with Milner and with Joe Gomez on this right-hand side was really good. In fact, what am I talking about? With Naby Keita on this right-hand side. I don't know why we swapped them around there. On this right-hand side with Diaz, Keita and Gomez was really good. Certainly first half, they were all excellent. In fact, the 3 of them were all up there for, player of the matches, obviously James Milner included. I'm going to give Diaz a 9 out of 10, but it was his ability when he was switched to that left-hand side that you started to see more and more. I think he completed 5 of 7 dribbles today, which is scandalous, isn't it, Luis Diaz? That ability to turn that right back inside out. First off, he sets them all up, cuts inside, gets a shot off, I think it is. Maybe it's going towards Salah at the back stick, who knows. I think that's the chance. Then the next time he goes to the byline, cuts it back. Time after that, he goes to the byline, gets a shot off, comes off the goalkeeper, somehow mysteriously giving us a goal kick. He was absolutely on point today for me, Luis Diaz. Such an important player at such an early part of his Liverpool career as well. Diaz 8, whoosh, says Julian. Leo V just says 9. Diaz 8 says mostly peaceful. Andy Nugent 8. John Gordon, Diaz 8 should have assisted a couple today. Yeah, you might be right on that one. Dickie, Luis Diaz 9, speedy, tricky, gorgeous football. If he'd scored, I'd have filled the cup. For me, he's just a tricky little shit, isn't he? And I think you'd hate to play against somebody like a Luis Diaz, mainly because certainly if you're watching this, he would probably rip the living shit out of you, because that's what he does to Premier League footballers. They can't get near him. What chances a fat lad from Liverpool got called Chris Pajak. Moving forward, then I'm going to go Sadio Mane. Played the 9 today, quite quiet actually. Probably, I think he only has 2 shots, one of them on target, one of them off target. The one on target, obviously it's played across him, and you can see what he wants to do, but he works the goalkeeper, Dubravka. I think a little bit more composure, and he should have been playing that maybe back across Dubravka and into the net. I feel like that was a really great scoring opportunity. I'm going to give Mane probably a 7 out of 10 for me today. I don't think he was quite at the levels that he's been showing the last few weeks when he's been on absolute fire. Not worried, not concerned. It just wasn't his best game since he's come back from AFCON. Yoda says 7 for Mane. It wasn't his day. Absolutely agree with you there. On the Diaz thing as well, oh no, in fact, I'll talk about that with Jota. I'll stay on Sadio Mane. But one thing I do like is just his ability and understanding of when him and Jota are switching places. Like, it doesn't often show up on the television because you need to be looking for it because you're concentrating on the ball and the players and stuff. But they do have a really great understanding of when to switch and when to go and stuff. And I really like that. It's a testament to the pair of them. On Diogo Jota then, 8 out of 10 for me. Obviously gets an assist today. I think first off, the ball into Keita is perfectly weighted. The one thing I was a little bit disappointed with Jota is possibly when he had that strike and he just blams it at the goalkeeper. I really wanted him to slot that over to Luis Diaz, and it's an easy goal and it's 2-0 for me. I'm not going to hold that against him. I was actually sort of torn here with whether to give him a 7 or an 8. I've gone with an 8 because of his assist, but also what he did in those final few minutes when he started getting the ball and started driving with it. Not only are you taking time off the clock, but you're looking and drawing fouls and stuff like that as well, which then takes more time off the clock. His ability to run at players at high speed through the middle of the pitch scares teams massively, and they end up just pulling players down, and that means that Liverpool can regroup and stuff. And I think that's a really underrated quality of Diogo Jota when the game's on the line. What actually does he do? And I think for me, in the same way that Gini Wijnaldum could do that, Jota does that from a forward place, and I think that's quite interesting. Jota was a 7.5, says Face Out All. Overflow says Jota 8. Diogo 8, a little bit wasteful, says John. Lamby says, but all he does is score goals, Chris. Yeah, he doesn't. He does a lot more than score goals. I know you're taking the mickey there. So yeah, that's the sort of first teamers there. The ones who came in off the bench, I think it's about 68, 69 minutes. Fabinho and Salah come in. Fabinho slots in. Barely noticed him, to be honest with you. I think I was stressing quite a lot towards the end of the game. So I'm just going to go with an arbitrary 7 out of 10. Mo Salah probably could have had a goal there. Should have had a goal there, but for a poor touch right in front of the keeper. Great ball over the top for him. He's driving the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's coming out towards him. The defender's coming from behind, just over touches it. And it unfortunately just goes straight to the goalkeeper. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed he didn't get that goal, but it's important that he got minutes into his legs, of course. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. And Thiago as well, just love him. Going to give him a 7 out of 10. In fact, I adore him. It's that simple. Redmenmerch.com for the adored Thiago t-shirt. Fab 8 did fab things, says Dicky. Jota 8 assists, ridiculous at times, goes for it, always threatening. Newcastle had their lowest expected goals stats all season at home against the Redmen. Massive result. Hopefully, Exbulo, profound punk. Love that name. Fab 8 was fab as usual, says John as well. Fab is always fab, says Malcolm Billington. Fab 8, Mo 7, Thiago 9, says Andy. Love all of that. You want more analysis on this game? Steve's going to come in for the instant match reaction with me. He's been on social media duties today. Got to give Ross some time off occasionally. Big shout out to Ross. Hope he enjoyed that. No, he enjoyed that. He definitely did enjoy that. So it's going to be me and Steve. I'm going to be quite interested to get his thoughts and feelings on this game. I'm quite looking forward to it because we're going live on Redmen Plus. What are we saying? past probably? So just enough time to get over to Redmen Plus. Right now, you can scan that code next to me on your phone. If you've got a QR code, scan it actually on your phone, like a bespoke one, rather than just your camera. You can actually screenshot this if you're on your mobile phone, upload that image into your QR code scanner and do it. Or you could just go to redmenplus.com. But do it, get over there and enjoy. Be part of this ride, hopefully this historic ride to 4 trophies with us at Redmen Plus. So yeah, pre-match, of course, we've got you covered. Post-match, we've got you covered. But the and on YouTube for free. If you want to show your support and you want extra content in return, then get over to Redmen Plus. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you over on Redmen Plus in 10.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want even more Redmen TV goodness in your lives, head on over to redmenplus.com right away. You'll get more in-depth analysis, more features, more documentaries, more interviews, basically more Liverpool goodness. It's like Netflix for Reds. You will love it. We love it. Head on over to redmenplus.com and sign up for Redmen Plus.